Hello and welcome back to my shop. I've owned this dividing head for a couple of years now. I actually purchased it before I had my big milling machine, and for quite a while I had no use for it. But now I can use it, so it was time to put it to work. When I bought it, it was brand new. However, it was covered in dirt and grease, and well, it actually was from North Korea, so it was in desperate need of some TLC. As you can see, I've cleaned it up. It's in good working condition. Everything works, nothing is broken. And I'd like to show what it can do. And after that, I will show how I cleaned it and what was inside. This dividing head has two dividing discs, one in the front right here and one on the back. It's the main one that is used for some complex divisions. And this one is used for direct division. It has some holes. It's actually through holes. The dividing disc is very thin. And you can just rotate the spindle. It rotates, but since this one is brand new, it's quite a tight fit. And you can divide to the number of holes that is here, or some other number that is divisible by the number of holes that you would like to use. This is how it works. It has a pin that is spring loaded right here. This is how direct division works. The pin is unlocked by default. You put it in direct division mode. It's spring loaded, so it just finds its place in the hole. You may be in some place in between, so it doesn't find any hole, but when you rotate, the hole is there. The pin just, springs inside. I will not go into great details of how the dividing head is used. There are quite a lot of videos on the internet. However, this one has a problem. When you're trying to divide, when you're trying to use a direct division, you have no idea about the number of holes that you're using. That's because the people who made this head, in particular this dividing disc, put numbers on the wrong side. So there are actually numbers on the back side, but you can't see it because it's, covered with the head. So I have no idea what I'm gonna do about it. I can probably count the number of holes and write it somewhere right here. I don't know. But well, yeah, people didn't care much when they were making it. This particular dividing head has no bearings. It's actually a sliding feet. The spindle is steel. It's hard on the ground. And the casting is cast iron. It's bored very precisely, so just a sliding feet on both ends. As you can see, it's very tight, and I can assure you there is no play in it. Just nothing. Same as on the back side. There is a cast iron bearing, so to speak, and the spindle just slides inside. It's oiled, so it does slide and rotate. Feels very nice actually. This dividing head can be driven. You can put a gear on this shaft, and this gear can rotate and divide. It's as far as I know, this is used for some spiral milling or thread milling or things like that. So yeah, you can do this. The drive mechanism actually works. When you rotate the shaft, it rotates very easily. The dividing disc rotates also. So well, this is how it works. Also no bearings, just ground shafts and some cast iron. On this dividing head, it's actually very easy to switch between different modes. Right now the dividing disc rotates and the spindle is not engaged. So to engage the spindle, you push this lever. So the spindle rotates now from the handle. And the dividing disc rotates independently. So when you would like to use it just, the old-fashioned way as a dividing head, as a manual dividing head, you switch this lever. It engages the pin. The pin is engaged on this dividing disc on one of the holes. It actually doesn't matter on which one. And disc is locked. It doesn't move. You cannot rotate it. And you can use it, direct division. When you would like to do a spiral milling, you disengage this pin. Oh, it's tight. But have the handle engaged in one of the holes. It also doesn't matter which one. So this shaft drives the wheel drives this handle. The handle drives another shaft. The shaft drives the worm gear. The worm gear drives the spindle. When you like to switch back, it's just this one lever. It finds its position. The wheel is locked. Everything is locked. And you can use it just as any dividing head. There is a lever that engages and disengages the worm gear. It's just that easy. Spindle now rotates freely. You can engage it, find its position right here. There is some backlash, some small amount backlash in the worm gear, but not much. It also has a brake. You lock the spindle like this. So when you disengage the worm gear, it still is not moving anywhere. If you need a really some really secure setup, you can engage worm gear. And also engage the brakes. And if the pin aligns, you can also engage this It's very secure. This dividing head can change angles. It's from -10 degrees up to 90 degrees. It can stand vertically. However, if you want to use liquid oil to lubricate your worm gear, actual worm and work gear, there is a small bath that can hold oil, but when you change the angle of the dividing head, the bath with the oil also changes angle and just oil leaks and, well, just empties itself. However, this is an option. I can cut some conical gears if I need to. This has a vernier scale. It's graduated up to 5 minutes, 5 angle minutes. It's not easy to set up the angle though. I will probably never use it. Oh, something like this. And when you want to lock the head's angular position, there are 2 bolts up here. You tighten them and it's locked for good. It's not moving anywhere. This head has keys. You can see the thread when it's mounted. It's on the other side actually. I'm not going to show it to you because it's very, very heavy. But it's precision ground and well, it actually saves a lot of time because it can index itself by the slot on the milling machine. And it's actually the same size as slots on my machine, so it's a good luck, I guess. Okay, let's try to quickly set it up. I will not bolt it to the table, but I would like to show you how it's set up and actually measure the run out. I haven't done it yet, so let's do that. Oh, that's heavy. It will now find its position in the slot. Quite solid, very little play. As I said, I will not be bolting it down, but there will be plenty of room to set up an indicator. Well, this is a setup. The indicator works. It's some cheap Chinese indicator, but for a first quick look it will work. The dividing head is 40:1, so let's actually there's a key at the top, so let's see how it performs. Well, it's a full revolution. It's definitely within 10 microns. So let's try to change an indicator and for a more precise one and see what the actual data is. So let's try and use some heavy artillery. This is 1 micron Mitutoyo dial test indicator. I should have. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, this thing is very sensitive. It's 1 micron resolution. Well, you see what's going on. So let's try this one. I have no idea what's going to happen. It's 1 micron. 0 again. Still 0. Oh. I think there is some dirt inside, but I don't feel anything. Let's try another turn. It's 0. Still 0. -1. It jumped a little bit, but I don't see anything. It's +1 now. It's going back to 0. Well, it's a full revolution. I would say the runout is within 2 microns with some bumps that I need to investigate. It's actually quite a good result. Well, I'm happy. It's a brand new dividing head with no runout. Well, this is my dividing head. I don't have a tailstock for this one, so I'll be looking for one. It's actually, what its height? It's 125 from table to center. So I know what tailstock to look for. This one has also a Morse taper of some number, probably Morse taper 5. Not sure. I will buy a center for it, and I definitely need to mount a jack on here, so I will be making an adapter plate. But it's not going to be in this video. I will add it to the end some shots of how I cleaned it up. It was really dirty. Well, actually, I can show it to you. Just a sec. Well, this is what it looked like. It was some dirty grease, some sand, some dirt. It wasn't pleasant to touch. And this thing is abrasive. So if you have some tooling from China or from North Korea, you will need to disassemble it completely and clean it up. And I will show you how I cleaned it up. To those who'd like to watch, stay and witness. And to those who don't want to see me clean it up, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.